No, he's not. Mudio's not back yet. I'm riding solo still. Ah, there he is. He's back. He's back. that. Cool. Should we start? Should we start, Ian? Did you say stand by or over to you? Hello and welcome everyone, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to St Jonhs College. We are on Honeyfield again. It is day 2 of the first teams playing rugby yet again. To kick us off this morning, we have got the Eaglesvale Eagles playing against the Hillcrest Leopards. So much excitement for you this afternoon. The crowd is in, the atmosphere is electric. Mudiwa Munyawu joins me in commentary. Mudi, how are you doing and how are you excited for this afternoon?
Good afternoon, TC. Hope you're doing very well. Hey, I mean, it's a absolutely amazing day, 22 degrees with a 16-kilometer an hour westerly wind. So it's pretty much brilliant conditions for rugby. I mean, it's really amazing to have rugby back, well, schoolboy rugby back, I should point out. So, yeah, very, very excited for this next encounter.
Oh, it is a lovely day out here. The sun is shining. The crowd is in, like I said, and it is the first game we have live for you. It is Eaglesvale. I'll run through their lineup quickly. The front row is made up of Tarumbi Zwamutize, Ryan Mataure, and Dylan Gouveia. The tight 5 is completed by Elton, Chigu, and Mudiwa Hamandishe in the lock pairing. The loose forwards, Michael Manenda, Malvin Mukoyi, and at 8, Chape Kudu. So that's the forward pack for you. Moving on to the backs, it is the half-back pairing of Tumelo Gomba and Anesu Hombiro. The centers is Anotida Zivumi, Roni Matarano, and the back 3, Tanaka Masawi, Rudawiro Jou, and Austin Marumba. So those 15 lads will be wanting to take on the Leopards. Mudi, run us through the Leopards lineup.
Right, so looking at the Hillcrest side, it's Warren Chirigo, Ronald Munaki, Curtis Musungo, Sandy Lesibanda, Tadiwanashi Pasivamire, Dean Macherenje, who's going to be vice-captaining the side, Kennedy Musariri, 7, and 8th man will be the other vice-captain, Seth Kodzanai. As our referee kicks us off, we'll definitely go through the rest of that side as the game goes on, but not the best of starts for the Leopards as Eaglesvale are on the up with advantage after a knock-on in the early phase of the game, TC.
Oh, definitely good start, and they've sniped early on. They've scored, Moody, so an error early from the Leopards. Not the greatest of starts, but how's that from the Eagles, pouncing on that mistake, and from then on, it was just them scrambling the Leopards. They couldn't hold them out. 5 points early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, silly mistakes off kickoff. You're not taking that ball. He really had no pressure on him, but as soon as he knocked that on, best believe those Eagles were all over him, and boy, did they make advantage, full use of that knocked ball. 5 points up, mate. We're barely a minute in, are we?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very quick try. Probably the quickest try we've had today so far. So with the kick to come, it is the Eagles who are soaring, flying high at the moment, and the Leopards are yet to get back and settle into this game.
So the flags go up, and that is 7 points to Eaglesvale. My, is that a brilliant start to the game? You know, we'll probably be targeting that same guy off of kickoff. You know, get the ball to him. I beg your pardon, actually, you know, he's just lucky because it won't be them receiving the ball. But TC, not how you want to start a game, is it?
So unfortunate for the Leopards there. It's important for them now, whoever knocked that ball on, to forget about it, to look ahead now. What's gone is gone. They've got an opportunity now to make the Eagles make the error, as we have there the fly-half, Kalon Matsikira. He's also the captain with a high-hanging kick. Eaglesvale have let it bounce, and it's bounced into touch, so Eaglesvale with the first set piece of the game.
Yeah, so just to run through that Leopards backline, you did point out Kalon Matsikira, who's going to be captaining the side at fly-half. First centre will be Blessing Dubeth, second centre, and 13 Panashe Mukungungwa. And 11 will be Darren Chakirai, 14 Alex Mataruse, and Tembani Mungadzi right at the back for the Leopards, as a referee calls us back for a scrum, and that'll be Eaglesvale ball. So, yeah, first real set piece that we're going to have a look at, TC. How do you think these sides will fare?
Yeah, early on, I think both front rows will be wanting to state their dominance early on. This is the first scrum. Referee will also be wanting to manage, make sure the boys are safe, first of all, and they're also well bound. as we see there, the referee has already blown to say he's not happy with the way they're binding there, so they'll have to set it again.
So yeah, the man in the middle for today's game will be Trust Simindi, who comes out of well, it really is representing the Bulawayo referees. So he's come down, and yep, I'm sure he's right man for the job. So far, hasn't had much to do, but as you say that,
nice to have some Matabili touch there in terms of the referee, but it's Eaglesvale out on the right side, linking up nicely. They have plenty of confidence, a spring in their step because they're on the front foot. They scored an early try and they're phasing the ball up nicely. Number 1 there, picking up the ball blind, Tarumbi Mutize with a good carry, and they've earned themselves a full-on penalty. So Moody, the Leopards are not settling down as we see another quick tap there, and it has been knocked on, but they weren't back 10.
Yeah, they've really got to get into the game now, because I mean you've just seen that. That's firstly going down with hands at the ruck, and now just not back 10 at the penalty. So you know, just gifting an extra 10 meters to these Eagles, and mate, they've shown full intent here, as you can see, going for pause now. You're 7 points up. I mean, you haven't really had a look at the line out, and they're going for pause. So I mean, they're full of so much intent, and I mean, going for those 3 points. Got to back their kicker because it is really early on in the game. But I mean, if you've got someone who's good enough to get it over, it's not really a bad shot, is it?
Not a bad shot at all. They want early points on the board. Why not? It's probably an instruction coming from the sideline coach, Cyprian Mandenge, who, of course, is a former Sables coach, so very experienced, and I'm sure he will be working very hard with these boys in the season to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that experience is obviously being shown here with deciding to take the kick, as you know. They've got the upper hand, so, I mean, why not? Unfortunately, it doesn't go according to plan, but really full of intent, and I mean, that's how you've got to play your rugby. I mean, if you're on top of your opposition, we can clearly see that the Leopards have not settled into this one at all, so pounce on them.
Yep, the boys from Mutare, from Manicaland, are struggling to settle in here. They do have another opportunity, though. It will be a 22-meter dropout. You can just see by the body language, these Eaglesvale boys are keen. They're ready to play. The 22 dropout has found touch, so the Eagles yet again with the line out.
Yeah, absolutely, TC, and I'm just going to go back to the point that how amazing is it, mate, to have a look at schoolboy rugby taking place again. So a lot of credit does go out to the St Jonhs Educational Trust alongside Health International and PureDrop for, making this really happen. I mean, it's so amazing to have schoolboy rugby back, so a big shout out to them.
Yeah, very true, Moody. It wouldn't be possible without the sponsors. PureDrop, thank you very much for changing the lives of these young men on the park and also across the road, the ladies and the guys playing hockey there. It's just amazing to see school sport back again. Yeah,
that is a very well-mentioned point there, as we have a line-out reset. It is a very strong point. You did bring out that there is also hockey festival taking place right across the road at the AstroTurf, sponsored by the same PureDrop and Health International. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Saturday. It's very early on, as you might want to see more of these malls of lineouts. Do come down to St John's College, as there will be lots of rugby taking place. As boy, a sniping run from that 9.
Yep, that is Tumelo Gomba showing his class, darting at half a gap there. Almost got through. It was a desperate tackle in the end. Now Eaglesvale not settling well, knocking on the ball, but it looks like the referee had a penalty advantage for them. So it's all happening for Eaglesvale. Will they take the 3 points again or attempt the 3 points? If anything is to go by, the T is running onto the field. So again, they're thinking points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a lot easier kick than what he had tried early on, so should get the 2 points. I want to put the commentator's curse on him, touch wood. But yeah, we're really seeing what Eaglesvale are made of, so far being the dominant side. So it's going to be very interesting to see how long it takes Hillcrest to settle into the game, or are the Eagles just strong?
Yeah, but the Eagles don't want to be too comfortable, get their heads a bit too big here, because
that's a golden chance, mate.
Yeah, he's missed the kick yet again. So not settling into his stride here is Tumelo Gomba, but you got to give credit to Eaglesvale here. They are wanting to get the points, and they're trying to keep the Leopards out of it, which still hasn't happened. They are unsettled in this game. They've attempted the little dink again. Has it gone into touch? No, it hasn't. Yep, the flag eventually is up. So maybe guilty there, the Leopards, of trying to play it too close, maybe get it upfield, get the ball into a different territory there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've just got to allow themselves, to settle into it. Because at the moment they haven't really done that. Yes, Eaglesvale are on the upper hand, but it's been scrappy on both sides. As we see a set piece, their maul has really worked quite well as far as I'm concerned, and giving it out. But unfortunately, into touch. I would have liked to have seen them maybe, attempt to drive it a bit further, because in the last one, I felt they did really well with that one and did get the go forward ball. So I feel it is an asset or aspect of the game that they can really, emphasize on. If you get that penalty, dink it into the corner and try work your way over the line for 5 points, because their line out is clearly the stronger one rather, as we see Hillcrest try out there like that one.
Yeah, all good there. So the Leopards doing well with their first line out, managing to get the ball back, but an error yet again. So really not happening for the Leopards right now. They really need to settle into this game. Of course, Moody, there's plenty of time to come, so there is that opportunity for the Leopards to eventually settle, but Eaglesvale will really want to make the most of this period in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eaglesvale have been really all over them, but just unfortunately, not getting over the line. So yeah, these are chances, these are times that they really have to make absolutely, the most out of, because they might rue these chances later on in the game when the Leopards wake up, and you never want to mess with an angry Leopard, do you?
Yeah, will the sleeping Leopard wake up eventually in this game as Tumelo Gomba tries to dart at another half gap there. This time the Leopards seem to have him under control, and they're playing it down the left side. Rakan center field there. Good continuity from the Eagles as they get closer and closer to that 22-meter line. Good stepping from that player. He's brought to ground again. So Leopards scrambling, needing to make sure their defensive line is nice and flat, and marking is important here.
Yeah, absolutely. But defending for their lives are the Leopards. But Eaglesvale still on attack, and unfortunately that line being read very well there by Curtis Musungo, who absolutely shut that man's space or running line that he had set. But as you say that, they're still going forward, which is all you really want. Just that patience will get them over the line eventually.
Yeah, it will. And Otidas Vumi there with a good carry. It is still possession, probably about 8 phases now onto the 9th. Eaglesvale doing well with their continuity and maintaining the ball. And now another full-arm penalty. So third time lucky. Maybe he'll get it over this time, Moody.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a lot closer than the last one was. So it's going to be interesting to see what call they make. Do they go for the corner? And it looks like they're calling for that kicking tee, because they're looking towards the bench, so they probably will do that. But yeah, really, I mean, it is smart. Take your chances when you've got them. You're really all over them. If you're getting, or they're going to run it, actually. They're going to run it, so it's an interesting change of tactic.
Nice little set play there. Obviously a training ground move there. Some decoy runners, and then eventually the ball finds the number 8 jumper, that's Chape Kudu, and it's recycled again. Another full-on penalty advantage as he draws closer and closer to the try line. Well defended though by the Leopards, and the penalty count, Moody, it is growing.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous at the moment on the Leopards side. They've got to really do better on that discipline on defense. Someone should be in trouble now, because it's been a couple, pretty much one after the other, and the referee is calling him for a chat. So yeah, you wonder what's going to happen. I guess it is 15s. It's very early on in the season. He's probably going to survive it, just maybe. But it is his last winning, as you can tell there. Mr. Referee is really laying down the law.
Yeah, telling Callan, the captain there, come on, too many penalties. You and your team need to sort it out, because I'm going to go to my pocket if this continues.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done just that. And the Eagles have another chance. TC 5 meters out. Are they going to run it again? I mean, you're a lot closer. I think they just need to be a little disciplined. Set up their phases and work through their phases the way they have been.
Yeah, giving one of the big boys there, Ryan Mataure, the carry. He gets stopped dead in his tracks though. The Leopards at the moment defending well. They don't want to concede another 5-point, and they have turned over the ball. So fantastic defensive effort from the Leopards. Are the Leopards slowly waking up and getting their stride in this game?
Absolutely, I guess. The Leopards live to fight another day, and that's another chance that the Eagles will rue as this game goes on. As you can tell, the Hillcrest defense is not so bad at all. Just need to be disciplined, get themselves out of there, and allow themselves to actually play some sort of rugby, because at the moment it's just all being defense, and that's definitely not what these guys travelled. What is it? It's a 4-hour drive up from Nikaland to come and showcase whatever they've got to show.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a turnover from the scrum, so they've got it tighted to the Eagles, and they're now running at them again. Acres of space out on the right there. If only they can get it, but never mind that. There's a chip and chase. The Leopards going for their first score of the game. It's a game of footy right now. Oh, he's been tackled without the ball, Moody.
But still got advantage in going forward. You know, you'd really like to see them played fast off of this because the Eaglesvale defense is in dribs and drabs.
Oh, they're not back in defense yet. They're going to have to leave that man. It's number 14, Alex Mataruse, going for the corner. Alex has jotted it down. Hillcrest, the Leopards have woken up, Moody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just giving them that bit of chance, you know, and they're really, their ball runners on the wings have really made the best of this opportunity. You saw a bit of footsie on their way right across the field. And then number 14, Alex Mataruse, I felt he should have backed himself a little earlier than he did, TC? A try is awarded by the referee, so that is 5 points up for for the Leopards, I beg your pardon. They really wouldn't have expected to have seen themselves here with how this game has been played up to now, but yeah. Oof. Was there a clear grounding there, TC?
Oh, they're happy. The AR and the on-field referee are happy. It was good footwork, in and out step from Alex Mataruse. From there, he was in an attempt to try and go score in between the sticks instead of just putting the ball down. And the Eagles saw that, applying some pressure. But in the end, because we don't have a television match official, Moody, the benefit of the doubt goes to the try scorer.
Absolutely, I could tell you what, these referees do an amazing job because that happens in a split second. We get to sit here and watch it again and again and again in a really slowed pace, whereas these guys see in a split second, and best believe whilst that is happening a lot of the time he's also having to watch if the guy's foot is in touch as well. So a really helpless, thankless job really by these referees. So benefit of the doubt goes to him. In all honesty, Hillcrest deserved that try. I mean, just turning it over, getting the ball to where it is now, scoring the try.
Yep, it's very well handled, and it's the captain, Kalon Matsikira. Can he add the extras? Seems he's lined it up nicely. It's looking good. Ooh. It shaves the upright. So fantastic attempt, but the Eagles from Harare, Eaglesvale School, will be happy because they're still in the lead, but it's slender lead now. It's down to 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel Eaglesvale should have really taken all of their chances they had in that first, was it 5 odd minutes, whereas now the Leopards have woken up and they'll take lots of heart from this, I tell you that.
Oh, it's just what they needed, Moody. You talk about coming back into the game, perfect against the run of play. You intercept the ball, you build it up, and you score a try. Perfect for the confidence, perfect for team morale.
Going back as called by the referee, as the Leopards now look to show us whatever expansive play they've got. Lots of famous names that have gone on to represent Zimbabwe have come out of these Hillcrest colours, so best believe there's a couple of boys out there who definitely should be watching and who, well, as we're seeing now, will be able to showcase the talent that they've got as that ball is played out through the backs. Well, it's being sent out to the backs, but actually not at the moment. But a basketball there, hey?
Yeah, some overhead passes, basketball-like. But eventually the ball does find its way to the touchline. So another line out. So a bit scrappy there. Both teams not managing to keep it tidy there, but they've got an opportunity now to restart. And the Eagles with the line out throw, can they make use of it?
Good question. It is their first line out, is it, TC? So interesting to see how that works. And unfortunately, it's stolen by the Hillcrest Leopards. Look to be on attack at the moment, and unfortunately, ball not going to hand. I know why he stuck one out. Thought he was within reach for 2, but yeah.
Yeah, Panashe Mukungu Nugwa there. He stuck one hand out, as my co-commentator said. It is a knock-on. Maybe he should have let it bounce or tried to go with 2 hands. But Eaglesvale won't mind that. It's on the 10-meter line in their own half, so they can launch an attack because it is good field position. How's the atmosphere here, Moody? I mean, it's just, it's buzzing here.
Yeah, absolutely, and building as well. I mean, this is really nothing. I promise you, as the day goes on, you will see a lot more people out there and a lot more, lot less spaces filled. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, do come out to St Jonhs College if you are, well, actually, if you've got something else to do on a Saturday, drop whatever it is. Schoolboy Rugby is back, TC. The last time we had this was 2019. Almost did last year, but another lockdown was imposed, and that's brought us here. So again, if you're not doing anything, head on over to St John's College. If you're a hockey fan, do the same. There is also a hockey program taken just across the road at the AstroTurf, as we see Eaglesvale on attack on the blind side. Still going, and they've really turned it around at the moment, having their Hillcrest, putting a lot more pressure on defence, on attack as well. They've actually, played with the ball a bit, as we see our man Tumelo Gomba, who's been really active and really involved for the Eagles.
Yep, the Leopards are doing much better at the moment. As you see, they're applying the pressure, but doing so illegally.
Yeah, Tumelo Gomba taken a lot earlier than he should.
Yeah. So, full-arm penalty there. Number 7 with ball in hand. That's Marvin McCoy. Thought he wanted to kick that one for a moment. Don't know if Lucy's should be kicking. In the end, I think sanity has prevailed because Tumelo Gomba has the ball in hand.
And he does somewhat a good job. A good job firstly because he's gotten it into touch and gained his team about 20-odd meters for another Eaglesvale line-out that they're trying to take fast, but a bit too slow.
Yeah.
And in the back there you see the Peterhouse boys who just wrapped up their encounter with Christian Brothers College. They won that one 37-10.
Yeah, 36-10.
36-10, I beg your pardon. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are still lots of games actually taking place right through this afternoon. I'm sure our man TC here will run us through the rest of the games to take place today.
Yeah, in case you're thinking or contemplating coming, do come, because straight after this game, Loma Gandhi Bisons will be taking on Wise Owl. And straight after that game, Churchill will be taking on the Tigers. So, need I say more, Moody? And the one to close us off today, it'll be the Rams, the home team, playing the boys from Esigodini, the Mad Dogs. That is just going to be a ripper.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just so good to have schoolboy rugby back, and I promise you, the last, especially, you talked about that that last game, for example, those last 3, you have St Jonhs who hadn't won a game at home for a long time, so Tuesday was a really special moment when they got over Prince Edward in that game. So PE will have a big point to prove later on this afternoon when they take on really pretty much their biggest rival, Churchill, who did very well, getting 57 points over Wise Owl, who will be playing in the next encounter. So really lots of exciting rugby to take place, and I promise you hockey is just as good. The program out there is really looking tasty for the day.
Yeah, back to this game. It's the Eagles on ascendancy here, racking up the phases, some good running lines, some good interplay, but the Leopards trying their best in defense, but referee's gone to his pocket, Moody.
Yeah,
he's had enough.
Yeah, long time coming, TC, long time coming.
So not too sure which player that is.
That is Panashe Mukungungwa, who's unfortunately sent off. It's really a team penalty. The discipline hasn't been the greatest on defence as all. Almost stolen there by Callan Matsikira, captain. Doing very well on defence. I promise you, if he'd managed to keep that one, that was a nice big gap open in the middle as our referee forms a scrum for that knock-on. Very unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky there. Number 7, Marvin McCoy, wanted to take a quick tap. That's the same bloke who wanted to kick the ball a little earlier. So he's clearly in it. He's very keen in the game. Lovely to see. But it's another scrum down here. Tumelo Gomba, who's been very involved in this game. He's got ball in hand, and he's having a word with his next opposite number there. Scrum halves, trust scrum halves to be in each other's ears all the time, hey, Moody?
Yeah, absolutely. But as we say that, that ball going straight to the back of that Eaglesvale pack, as we see our man Tumelo Gomba on the run, on the blind side, but unfortunately, just losing that one, and possession has been turned over by the Leopards, who look to be on attack, but surely pushed into touch, and yes, he is, as that flag goes up.
Yeah, that's Seth Kodzanai, the Leopards vice-captain. He's a big bloke. I'm sure he'll have some good carries in this game. He's shown to have a good leg drive. Very well built. He's one of the biggest blokes on the field right now, so I'm sure he's one of their danger men with ball in hand, Moody.
Yeah, absolutely. And still lots more to see in this game. It's very even at the moment. We wouldn't have thought that, as
there he goes
the
again.
Leopards are up on attack, and my boy, oh boy, it's so nice to see a forward run like that. But Eaglesvale scramble defences seem to be quite a big factor in this game, as they've managed to put their man down, slow that ball down, have the Leopards. What would you have done? Slow it down or play it fast, TC?
I think I would have played it fast. The Eagles were scrambling, Moody. There was plenty of space out on the right, just in front of the com box here. But they are coming down the right now. Are the Leopards? Ball in two hands, keeping the opposition guessing. It is a knock-on, but there was an advantage being played. So the Leopards, no doubt now, Moody, they are back in the game. They're awake, they're roaring, and they want some Eagle tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Tariro. Not too far, just by the 22. What do you rate they're going to do? Or tap and go, actually. So I guess backing their big ball runners to do the job for them, get them some ground.
Yeah, that's Ronald Munaki. He's been held up in the tackle, done well to get on his knees. Going round the short side are the Hillcrest Leopards, trying to exploit the space out there.
Still going forward. So at the moment, it hasn't seemed to be a really bad option at all. Just driving that ball as if that ball isn't available. It's come out the other side. Wasn't available instantly, so I guess good call by the referee. They did take it in. If it doesn't come out cleanly, then it goes the other way. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're out at St Jonhs College for the Derby Day Festival, sponsored here by Health International alongside PureDrop. So, just a quick rundown of the hockey program that will be taking place for the rest of the day. I can tell you what, at the moment we've got Arundel and Peterhouse girls out on the turf, and then in a couple of minutes' time after that will be Zimbabwe men taking on the Zambian men in their 4 test matches. After that, Chizzy take on Hellenic. Arundel will come back on to take on the girls from Chinoy, who are Lamagandi. Then Arundel, I beg your pardon, Peterhouse girls Falcon will be on at 6:30, and 7:30 St John's College Rams will take on Hellenic boys.
Oh, that's going to be another big one. But Moody, the Leopards on this particular occasion, what a perfect field position they were. To be held up in a maul that way will be so frustrating. I mean, it was just put your knees down, set it up. They were in for all money, and they could have gone ahead in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. The ball runners did an amazing job of getting themselves to that part of the field. But unfortunately, I guess a lot of structure's still got to be implemented into this game, and hopefully they improve. As we see a Hillcrest line out. They've done so well up to now, so going to be interesting to see how they work this one. I mean, they're about, 20 odd meters outside of their red zone as they set up that ball going forward. It's a very good work there by Hillcrest.
Yeah, momentum is shifting onto the Leopard side here. The Eagles with a great start. We saw them at the early on in this half, but the Leopards are awake. The scoreboard, though, still reads Eaglesvale ahead by 2 points, 7 points to 5, so a bit of a scuffle happening out there. School pride.
More like cuddles there, mate.
Is it cuddles?
More like cuddles.
Only the mad dogs are mad enough.
Absolutely. I mean, these boys probably have missed seeing each other, so long time coming. Lots of cuddles. Good to see the boys enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, but
the referee's call to see what they're going to set up here. But obviously, I'm sure he's just going to chat to them. Just relax, guys. I know you've missed each other. I know you've missed playing each other. And hopefully you can get some time to sit and watch the rest of the games after. But for now, let's leave the cuddles to later.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it, for the match officials, importantly the referee, to handle these tempers. They are schoolboys, and there's a lot ahead, Moody. There's a whole season coming up, and I know that the occasion here is huge for them. Yep. I mean, some of them last played rugby in Form 1, and now they're making their debuts for their first team. So 2 years with no rugby.
Talk about a leap, eh?
Yeah, massive leap. So there's about 5 minutes to go in this first half. Not the highest scoring game we've had, but there is entertainment out there, and we see there the Leopards bench going for a little jog in their orange bibs there, probably looking to come in and make an impact later on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a nice way to cap off the half, really, for will that be the Leopards? Nice chance. You're not too far away from your line. You've got a nice position for a set piece. Just spare that back line, spare that ball, rather. We'll see how they work this one. Coming offside there, and yeah, advantage has been stuck out. So they get another chance. I would knock this one on, slot it into the corner. But these boys decide to play it on. I mean, that's what they had to do, and that's why I'm not out there. So yeah, the ref's going to come back for that advantage. Just, playing that 9 extremely early, I think.
Yeah, progress, Matande there. The Leopards, scrum half, had absolutely no space. They did creep up offside, so he's calling for the ball progress. He's going to take
They're
it
going to run
quickly.
it out. So, yep, very interesting call at the end
Captain
of the
Callan
half.
Matsukira
Oh,
stepping his way
boy, what a
through.
run.
Oh, great tackle there to bring Callon down, because he was getting closer and closer to another
from the side
player
again.
showing some indiscipline there, taking the man from the side. The Leopards out on the right. He puts it to boot. Was that the right decision? It's in the in-goal area. But yes, as we thought, Moody, there was an offside player there.
Yes, I mean, if you've got advantage, you could try all of that out. But
Oh,
further on, you probably don't want to, because there is that man who was covering there. So, not the smartest of options. I mean, I guess if he knew he had the advantage, then by all means, you do you. But, you know, not too far out from that corner flag. Do you rate it's time to try something different, because they've run it and haven't been able to get through that defensive line? I mean, the ball runners are doing well, but
yeah, I rate maybe go for the 3 points, get into the halftime break in the lead. It'll do well with that scoreboard advantage. But Progress and Callan have other thoughts. And there we go. 5-point leading from the front. Captain, fantastic. Callan Matsikira. That's why he's the captain. He's very influential there.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, just also having the head, you know, to look, we've just gotten a penalty, just not too far out. Pick and go, thank you very much. I'll take that. Easy 5 points to bring us side back into this game. TC, I promise you, a couple of minutes ago, we did not see this one coming.
Oh, not at all. There's the replay. Stretching for the line is Callan Matsikira. We thought Eaglesvale were going to run away with it early on in this half, but credit must be given to the Hillcrest Leopards. They've come back into it nicely. The halftime buzzer has just sounded, and with a kick to come, Callan can take his team's total to 12. He does just that. So at the halftime break, Moody, the Leopards leading the Eagles 12 points to 7.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant half of rugby. Eaglesville will be absolutely fuming in that halftime huddle, as they really should be way ahead of Hillcrest, but just didn't take the chances, and look at them, they're in trouble now. The Leopards have woken up. Won't be an easy one for them in the second half, will it?
No, it won't. Opportunities not taken by Eaglesvale has led them trailing at halftime. Opportunities taken by the Leopards have led them leading. Will both teams take opportunities in the second half? Well, we'll find out very shortly. Don't go too far away. Second half action coming up.
TC, interesting game of rugby we've had so far. I mean, coming into Eaglesville should really have been maybe 20 points up within that first 10 minutes. Did not take their chances at all. The Leopards took their time to settle into the game, to get into it. And now, against the run of play, really, they currently lead this game 7 points to 12 as our second half kicks off at this Derby Day game out at St Jonhs College. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got nothing to do today, even if you do, cancel all your plans and get out here for a good day of schoolboy rugby.
Couldn't agree with you more, Moody. But we see again, just like what happened at the start of the game. Oh, no. Tumelo Gomba wanted to go for the quick tap, got ahead of himself a bit, juggled it a bit. Didn't want the knock on, but the Leopards will be licking their lips at this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely exciting little player he is at that number 9 position. So that's exactly where you would want to play of his stature at. But unfortunately, you know what? Tried all out. You've got, this is still pre-season, you've got an entire season coming up. This is their chance really to, explore and, learn their strengths as we see a Leopards line out, I beg your pardon, scrum, and boy, that's been pushed. It's a very dominant display by the Eaglesvale forward pack as we see Hillcrest Leopards on the attack, not held, so man got up and still making some ground.
Yeah, there are 2 players on the Leopard side who really impressed me in that first half, Moody. Number 8, the vice-captain, Seth Kodzanai, and number 13, who just had that carry there, Panashe Mukungu Nugwa. They run hard, they know where to attack the gap, and I'm keen to see them play well in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely, as our play does carry on with the Leopards on attack. It's almost 2 versus 1. Oh, no. I think, don't try the skip pass, just simple hands down the line. You draw apart, you draw and pass, you draw that one man, that one defender they had, send it, and next thing you know, they're over the line. As we see another scrum being taken here. It's quite scrappy play on both ends. Their hands having not been the greatest, but carry on with the Leopards going forward, just about 10 or I beg your pardon, about 50 meters outside of their line. Eaglesvale clearly having the more dominant scrum at the moment, so this one shouldn't be too much of a problem for them as they go forward with their man Tumelo Gomba going forward still. The referee just having a little chat with the Eaglesvale guys, and that seems to be Anotida Zimvumi. Very interesting to hear what the chat was about.
Quite interesting there. We see some replacements, halftime replacements have been made there. Delroy Chimbidzikai from the Leopards seems to be on, and also a player from Eaglesvale. We'll get the name for you in a bit, but it's scrum down, Moody. Eaglesvale, can they score first in this half?
Yes, one has to see, but Leopards are retaining that ball and still going forward off of that scrum, so very dominant display in that scrum. As you see, the Leopards still on attack. One more pass on the outside, no! Unfortunately, I feel if that one goes to hand, he still gets over the line. Our man there, Darren Chakilai, still was going on attack, but unfortunately turnover. TC, that's all we've seen. You see a side really on the upper hand, and then they just lose the ball, but we have a penalty there, and as Eaglesvale, they live to fight another day.
It's just that final pass and that final decision that the Leopards need to make. They do look a lot more fluent in attack. The Eagles are having to defend early on in this first half, but Tumelo Gomba wants to kick it as far upfield as he can, but he's only found the 22. So the Leopards can attack even further now.
Yeah, you know what, just get this ball, get it to your 10 and just send it downfield, because you don't not want to be playing in this area of the field. It is the best place within the half that they could have, I guess second best place outside of that 10 meter line, 22. So yes, just get that ball to your 10 as far as I'm concerned. Hoof it out. You do not want to be playing in this area of the field. You've seen how Hillcrest are on defense and they can easily turn that over, which is what we've seen a lot of. So first thing done correctly is retain the ball. But unfortunately, not in straight, TC.
Oh, too cheap. That's just saying, guys, we don't really want the ball. You can have it. I'll just throw it in skew, and you can run at us yet again. So the Leopards can continue to apply pressure in this second half, and It is number 8 there, Seth Kodzanai, just telling Progress Matanda, probably I'm picking this one up, mate. You go with me down the short side, or is it going to go down to the back line? We have a look now. Nope, it is the back line, so just what Moody ordered. Send the ball, a running line there, breaks the gap, does number 15. That's Tembani Mungadzi, eventually brought to ground. Progress Matenda attacking that short side. Surely they have to score. It's been turned over, Moody.
Again, TC, I mean, as we see the Eaglesvale man, Anotida making some strides down the field, but again, it seems like these guys have, I don't know what it is, but whenever they're making ground, that ball seems to come out the other way. When you think that they're going to get over that line, as we see a penalty to Eaglesvale. If ever a seesaw was a rugby match, this would be it, wouldn't it, BTC?
This would be a seesaw and a half. The kids would be loving swinging on it because it's one side, then another side. Surely something is going to give sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Eaglesvale looking at that corner, get that ball into that corner, slot it into there, and, try to set up a rolling maul. We'll see what their line out is like. And does he make touch off? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So brilliant position to attack from for the Eagles. It's really a chance here. Both teams have a really good rolling maul from about 6-7 meters out. Get that one. You want to be throwing it correctly to start off with, and just set up that rolling maul, get over that line, and earn yourself some points. Eaglesvale really should be up in this game, so this is their chance, to get back into it. First half, throw the first sucker punch. Guess we'll have to see TC.
Yeah. It's just end-to-end stuff here. Unfortunately, it's not try after try, but it is turnover after turnover.
Oh, jeez, TC.
Yet again. And
not the greatest of kicks either. Just gifting it back pretty much to Eaglesvale, who are back on attack. So putting themselves under pressure are both teams, really. I mean, first things first, Hillcrest barely had they didn't really compete for that ball at that line out, but it wasn't even straight and a knock on. Geez, my boy. Not a great game of rugby in terms of ball handling.
Yeah, I know the ball handling has been poor. And they're going to need to sort it out. Otherwise, it's going to be a start, stop game. And not because tries are being scored, no, but because the handling is just not up to scratch. It is pre-season, though, Moody. This is an opportunity for coaches to really assess their players, assess their sides, maybe try out people in different positions, because there's an entire season still to come.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is why I totally back the idea of even having, this festival being hosted by St Jonhs. It's just brilliant, to get stuck in, get some intensity into the boys, get some big games going. So by the time the season comes, these boys are almost well drilled, well oiled, as we see. Well, yep. A kick is made, but offside called by Trust Sibindi. He's the man with the whistle. Hasn't had a bad game at all today. He's officiated it really well. It's quite a scrappy encounter, so he's done his best. As we see Hillcrest with another opportunity to set up whatever they would like to do so, with a penalty on their 22-meter line, just about halfway. So probably send it into the corner. I wouldn't want to run it out of my own 22.
No, not advisable to do that, Moody. They'll probably try to get it upfield as much as they can. Callan Matsikira, the captain, leading from the front in that first half.
Eyeing out that left-hand side, that left-hand touch line.
Thank you, Kata. Thank you.
And he has found touch, so it will be a line out to the Eagles of Eaglesvale. I would not want to be the referee in this encounter, as really players being on both ends of the field. As we see both sides, unfortunately, having not have been consistent enough with getting that ball in at a line out, as it hasn't really, a lot of them have been called askew. So Ronald Munaki will want to have a good throw here, as his team are about 25 meters outside of their line. So this is a perfect opportunity, nice attacking position. Get that set piece going, and wow. It's quite interesting to see how the man who, the jumper who was lowest, retained that ball, as we see them spreading it out, running across the lines, which is something you don't really want to see, but I guess it is pre-season. Get that ball out. The ball is a lot faster than you are running, TC. That's something that these boys have to learn, as we have a penalty to Hillcrest.
Yeah, they need
I mean,
to learn that.
Eaglesvale, I beg your pardon.
They do need to learn that the ball is faster than any defender. Obviously, depending on how fast you pass it, but with these spiral passes these days,
Gets
let
there in
the
a
ball
split
do the
second.
talking.
Gets there in a split second, whereas instead of it's better than running right across your own men. Whereas if you're getting that ball to your pass, it gets there a lot faster, and you have a possible attacking opportunity at the end as that
Spilt it right into touch.
yeah.
So what was an ordinary kick turned out to be an absolute pearl of a kick.
Yeah, but well, it seems to be called that he was in touch as he retained that ball. So TC, I pretty much just said the same thing. I probably sound like a broken record, but brilliant attacking position. This is exactly the position Eaglesvale, I mean Hillcrest were in not even 2 minutes ago. And again, it just seems to go the opposite way. So I guess in this game, if you're not the one throwing in the ball at that line, I'd best believe you're getting it back, because that's all we've seen, TC.
Yeah, that's all we've seen. They're throwing lineouts for the opposite team. So when it's an Eaglesvale lineout, they're throwing it for Hillcrest. When it's a Hillcrest lineout, they're giving it to Eaglesvale. But that is a very, very good clearance kick. It's found touch inside the Eaglesvale half. So very good kick from the captain. Again, leading from the front.
Yeah, absolutely. That's getting your team out of pressure, really. I mean, first things first, they should not have won that line out. It wasn't theirs. They retained it, and he did the job he had to do, get that ball out of there, just inside of there, of the half they're attacking. So it's a very, very seesaw kind of game.
Yeah, so seesaw. We've mentioned
well, the tradition in this game carry on that Hillcrest will win this line out, as it wasn't their ball. TC. Promise you, I didn't think it was going to happen, and have they won it? Geez, I know what's going on here. It's something that I guess it's really good that they have this opportunity to play these games and fix that during the season, because it's really not acceptable to lose your own. If you're going to call it that, Ben, as you see Hillcrest on the attack, not held, so he carries on. And running on the inside now is Blessing Dube. Oh no, just so much ball handling that has to be worked on. Ball handling and lineouts, the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, at times, Moody, it's not the best to offload the ball in contact. Sometimes go down, set it up, get the support runners to come in and launch another attack. They seem to be wanting to take these fancy Sunny Bill offloads and whatnot, but it's not always the best to do.
Yeah, sure isn't always the best thing to do, because you'd rather just go, you just rather set it up, get your team going forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I will point out, do come out to St Jonhs College as we have the PureDrop Derby Day Rugby Festival. And it is the final day for the rugby as we see Hillcrest, losing that one forward at the end. Just if I was the man picking the ball at the end, I'd be like Mr. F. Was he not a bit too close for comfort? But anyways, he's done a really good job at the moment. So by no means am I, going against him, but I will point out again, it is the final day of the rugby taking place here at St Jonhs College. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in hockey, there is a festival just as big, if not bigger, because there are more schools just across the road at the AstroTurf. Hockey will carry on to Sunday as well, so do get down. Hockey will, the last game will be pushed off at 7:30 tonight, and that will be the Rams taking on the Hellenic boys. As we see a sniping little run there, with nothing but the try line ahead of him.
Oh, such a great run there from Michael Manenda.
TC, you really just pointed it out. Sometimes just go to ground. Just go to ground.
Did he try offload it again?
Yes, he did, and
doesn't always work. Yeah. They've set it up there. They need to just settle down both these sides. It's okay to take the ball into contact. Even the greater sides, the All Blacks, the Springboks, they do go down and set the ball up.
Yeah, it's a big thing it's a thing of just be patient. Trust your systems, trust your processes. You've got supporters out. I don't know how that's been turned over, but going back and turned over again. So Hillcrest ball. So just no consistency going on here. But I guess it is pre-season, and that's why we're here.
The turnover stats in this game are ridiculous. So another infringement there. Yet another turnover. We sound like a broken record, folks, but that's what's happening out on the park. They just can't keep the pill, Moody. They just can't keep it.
Yeah, it's the nature of this game, unfortunately. But I know it will be frustrating for the coaches, but, well, even for spectators as well, including ourselves. But, hey, it is pre-season. I'm sure you will see them do a lot better in about a week's time when both of these guys get, well, sets of players rather, get into their seasons.
We sure do hope so. You can only get better. The more you play, the better you do get. But that simple thing I would point out is sometimes you don't have to pass the ball when you're in contact. Take the contact, take the hit, set it up, and start again on your attack. So I'm sure the coaches will definitely be noting these parts of the game out. And back to the scoreboard. It is still 12 points to 7. Our halftime score hasn't changed. So another short arm penalty there. Probably an early shove. Hillcrest Leopards on the go. Darting is Blessing Dube. He's met. It's a maul, is it? We'll wait for the referee's signal. Yes, it is a maul. Don't tell me another turnover, Moody.
TC, I think you jinxed him. I'm actually going to put this one on you at this point in time. You really just have jinxed him with that big smile on your face. But it's another scrum, and yeah, I know Hillcrest, for example, will have Mutare Boys High School as their first season game. That will take place next Saturday out in Mutare, so that will be a little derby they've got going on over there. And then Eaglesvale will be playing Lamagandi College away, which is by no means an easy encounter, as we've seen what they were capable of the other day, haven't we, TC?
Oh, yes, that's going to be a tough one for Eaglesvale. They really, really need to get back to the drawing board, because facing the Bisons at the home of the Bisons, they are coming off a victory against Falcon. They'll be taking on Wiseal after this, so Eaglesvale will be watching keenly that game. Number 8, Champe Kudu, has taken the ball out. He's offloaded it out to the right wing, Austin Marumba. But another turnover, and it's Progress Matenda who's gone to ground. And who else than Callan Matsikira to clear the lines there?
Yeah, absolutely. TC, can I just ask a question? Are we refereeing a game of rugby or ping pong? Because it's, these guys really enjoying watching each other play at this point in time. Just the number of turnovers has been quite hefty.
Well, Moody, if it ends like this, it is Hillcrest Leopards who will take the victory. So the Eagles will have to score, because the clock is ticking. Not too sure how much time is left, but the scoreline remains like this. The Leopards will be the happier outfit.
Yeah, absolutely. Even with that start especially, mate. Even if it is a draw, as far as I'm concerned, I would totally take that as a Hillcrest, as a member of the Hillcrest team, because they were put under so much pressure that wasn't converted by Eaglesville. At first was at 10 odd minutes, and that offside, literally standing on the side where you would have thought that he's part of that Eaglesvale side. Slowing it down, trust Sibindi, which is exactly what he has to do. Otherwise, it's just going to be a scrappy encounter. So, yeah, good job by Trust Sibindi slowing that ball down.
Yeah, managing the game well. I'm sure he would have loved these boys to play a lot more running rugby, to keep the ball a lot more. Shame he's had to just blow at every infringement. Blow, blow, blow. Yeah. If only you could let knock-ons go.
Yeah, he's really had his job cut out for himself. Has had all of his skill level tested, as we have what will be an Eagles lineout. Hopefully they're better in the air this time, as I mean that is where Eagles reside pretty much. Or will the Leopards steal that one from the tree those Eagles reside from, as we've seen in this game?
Yeah, I'm not going to call it. I'm just going to watch this one, see how it falls. Oh, they've got it, Moody.
Well, that's a
they've
first.
won their own line out,
That's
so it's
first.
fantastic.
And going forward are the Eagles, just, wanting to get, they would want their, standing upright, you're not going to get any go forward ball from that, get your backs bent and pushing over that ball, but we see them going forward, slowing it down a lot. 11 or 17 seem to have been offside, and yes, that is a call from the referee. He was exactly on the spot, and a perfect call from him. Just a lot of discipline has to go into both these sides, because, the amount of discipline issues we've seen at all of these breakdowns hasn't been great. The guys coming right around where you should know that I shouldn't be there, but I guess these guys haven't played rugby for, 3 years now. I know there's 2 calendar years, but 3 years. So, and that is a brilliant effort there that even I will applaud here in the comm box.
Great counter ruck, and it's forced Eaglesvale to go backwards, so they're on the back foot. Hillcrest doing well in defense there because the Eagles were hunting and they were clawing their way up towards the Hillcrest try line, but it has gone into touch yet again. So line out time. It is still 12-7, Hillcrest leading, hanging on to this lead. Eagles desperate to get some points here.
Yeah, absolutely. With about 12 minutes to go in this encounter left, pretty much wrapping it up. So one of these sides really has to put their hands up and take the stake in this game, because it really is out there for either one of these sides. As far as I'm concerned, they're evenly matched. So it's going to be a thing like, again, that being called a skew, so it's turnover. But I'm pointing out, whichever side really makes the less mistakes in these last 10 odd minutes will take it, because they're quite evenly matched.
Yeah, quite evenly matched. Both sides will be just looking back at this game after maybe watching the video. They'll just be ruining the missed opportunities that they had. They built play, especially the Leopards. They built play, had many opportunities to score, didn't take them, as well as the Eagles did in that first half. They had many opportunities to score, but they just have that one try to show for it.
Absolutely, and it really isn't. I mean, the scoreboard is by no means a reflection of how both sides have played, because I felt both sides have shown us what attacking flair they have and should be out with a couple more points on the board, but just a bit scrappy at the end, not being able to finish.
Yep, that ball was available, so good pressure from the Hillcrest Leopards, but he's knocked it on in an attempt to pick it up there, unfortunately for them. But Eaglesvale getting stopped in their tracks. They're under the pump. They are trailing by 5 points. A three-pointer won't really get them in the lead, so they need to score in 5 points here, Moody.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really go for the big points now, because they clearly haven't come that easily off, and even though it's been made to look almost easy, just getting over that line or finishing their brilliant moves and plays hasn't been a thing we've seen today out on Honeyfield, as we see that ball going out to the Leopard backs, going forward, and another turnover. I promise you guys, you're not playing a pre-recorded recording of this commentary from us.
It will be a scrum down on the PureDrop sign there. It's on the turf. Thank you, PureDrop, for your sponsorship and all the other sponsors making this Derby Festival possible. It is on Honeyfield at St Jonhs College. Wondering for something to do this afternoon? Come out to St Jonhs College. Rugby happening across the road. Hockey, girls and boys, and some international flavor as well, with the Zimbabwe men taking on the Zambia men. But back to this game, it's a counter shove from the Leopards, and the referee says that's not the right way to do it. And now we have the Eagles going. It's Malvin McCoy who spotted an early gap there, took it quickly, looking for spaces out on the left side. Eaglesvale, can they fly over the Leopards and go in the lead? Yeah.
Well, and that's another penalty being awarded to I beg your pardon, Eaglesvale. About 25 meters from the sticks, right ahead. 26 on the little angle that is there. I'm taking 3 points, mate.
Yep, they're not listening to you, Moody. They want 5 points, and here we go. It is Malvin Mukoyi again with a good, strong carry. He's fearless, but no clear release, says the referee. So Tumelo Gomba takes it quickly. They were not back 10. He's got his arm out yet again. Eagles were asking all the questions at the moment. Getting closer and closer to that chalk to get a level on points with the kick to come. Get back 10, says the referee. Talent Tumelo Gomba, sorry, he's going to have to really make the decision, yeah? What is he going to do? Look for one of his big men, send it out wide, go for the 3, decision-making time, yeah?
Yeah, it's a really vital decision to be made in this game, as they take the quick tap and go. And that's a big hit there, but still getting some go forward ball. The Eagles, and no, he's lost it. TC, they've done all the work. But just struggling to finish it. Yeah, it's really unbelievable. As the hooter has gone, I think, has it?
That's heartbreaking for the Eagles. Almost in, unfortunately, like we've been saying all day, just couldn't stick to the hands.
That was a try there, certain try. I saw it. In my head, it had happened.
How many minutes?
So interesting to see what's going to take place here, as that is ball lost forward and full time. TC, that is heartbreak for Eaglesvale, because just one pass, or had that ball stuck Just needed to pass it out onto the outside, but unfortunately that is full time, ladies and gentlemen. Out on Honey, 12 points to 7 in favour of Hillcrest, who have come from behind pretty much. They had absolutely no right to take this encounter, but that's that.
Oh, you can see them hands on hips. They were so close, but yet so far. The Leopards started terribly this game early on, but managed to work their way back, scoring tries in the first half. Both sides scored in the first half. We had no points in the second half, Moody, so that explains it all. That's the kind of game we had, but the Leopards will go back to Mutare with their heads held high. They won this game 12 points to 7, and it looks like they heard the wrong buzzer, did the referees. I think it was the hockey one, because we had just heard here in the comm box that there was 8 minutes to play, Moody. So, oh dear, but what happens? Do we...
Yes, he's playing it, but again, ladies and gentlemen, that just points out that if you have absolutely nothing to do this afternoon, even if you do, there's an absolute buzz of sports taking place at St Jonhs College. As you heard, that was actually the hockey buzzer across the road. So do get down to St Jonhs College for your Saturday's entertainment. Nothing's better than schoolboy sport on a Saturday afternoon, is it, TC?
Absolutely nothing better. We still have 6 minutes of this game. So the Eagles, can they make use of these 6 minutes? They have a scrum, but it's Leopards' ball. So the Leopards definitely clear your lines. I will be surprised if they want to run this from deep, Moody.
Yeah, no, get it out of there, especially what we've just seen from those Eaglesvale attacking players. Just one little mistake at the end, otherwise they've done all the work. And that would have been really heartbreaking. I mean, white line fever maybe?
Oh, they're getting shoved, are they? Oh, no, Moody.
Turnover ball again, TC.
Just look at the Eaglesvale pack. They are chuffed. They are pumped. They spot an opportunity here. They need to take it. They equalize. They score a 5-pointer. They get the kick over, and they are in the lead. So last 5 minutes of this game, and there's some excitement. Some excitement we haven't had so far in the game, Moody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all building up to what will be an epic finish. The crescendo is going to be amazing as we see Eaglesvale with another opportunity, TC. Do you go blindside or use the entire backline on this occasion, or maybe even the 8th man pick?
8th man pick. Make sure the flanks and the winger on the side here are right behind him in support so that they don't get a turnover, and then try and launch down the left. But interesting to see what they'll decide here. Tumelo Gomba feeds the scrum.
And have Hillcrest done well to retain that ball? And yes, they have. So that is amazing scumming there from the Hillcrest boys on defense pretty much.
Yet another turnover.
Well, they clear that one. And yes, he just does that. Obviously not fighting touch. And it's really who's the fastest man here, as we see Eagles. Oops. Yeah, unfortunately going backwards from where he was. But yep. High tackle called by the referee, Trust CBD, but unfortunately not being taken from the mark. So come back, gentlemen, set it up properly, let's do this the right way, he says.
Yep, they've taken a quick tap, so they don't want to go into the corner. And now he's kicked the ball for his winger to chase. It is bouncing. It is Hillcrest who have gathered it. Steps, gets rid of one defender. Gets rid of two, but is tackled on the 3rd attempt. They need to secure the ball in an attempt to roll away. The referee is happy, so,
yeah, that's quite naughty from that 90C. Very, very naughty. I'd be surprised if he stayed on after that, because that is quite cynical. He knew exactly what he was doing. And, yep, fortunately for him, it's a lucky day.
Yep, lucky day. The referee didn't go to his pocket there, but it is the Leopards now trying to spot some gaps. Almost wanted to offload it in contact, which we've seen hasn't been working throughout this game, but they will go back for the initial penalty.
Sure, well, slowing it down is our referee. And, yep, looking to kick into touch are these Leopards.
No,
actually not. He definitely got me on that one, as running it are the Leopards, going forward with their number 12, who's Blessing Dube. And they set up a... going back at least, TC.
Yeah, out the hands, but on his way backwards, and it's that man, Panashe Mukungunugwa. He's going to get surely the winner, yeah. He's done well. I mentioned him at the beginning of this half, Moody, that Panashe Mukungunugwa has impressed me. This time, though, he does well to stick it into the hands. He dots it down. Game over. Hillcrest winning this one.
Yeah, absolutely. You can pretty much call it at this point in time. just not getting back or not being disciplined enough to get back on defence, Eaglesvale, and they've had to pay for that. Not only paying for that, but also for all of the chances they missed in that first 10 odd minutes.
Yeah, there's the run again. Panashe Mukungunukwa spots the gap. He was very, very good in that second half, and in that particular moment, showing his brilliance. Strong carry. No one could actually lay a hand on him, and he scores the points at 17 with the kick to come. You would fancy Captain Fantastic Spootia. Yes, takes the score to 19. Now the real buzzer is gone, Moody. That's game over. Hillcrest Leopards do win it. 19 points to 7. So well done to them. But Eaglesvale, lots of potential. They need to work on it, and I'm sure they'll be ready for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Big encounter next week against Lamagandi, who will be playing next. So they better watch this next one because it's going to be pretty much everything they have to check out. But yeah, full time out at St Jonhs College on Honeyfield. 19 points to 7 in favour of Hillcrest, who were really down and out in that early 10 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, do catch us soon for the next encounter, which will be taking place in about 10 minutes' time, and that will be Lamagandi taking on Waisal.